Good evening, friends on YouTube. Look who's late for God Art. Hope I didn't make people think I forgot. I just got sucked into a TV show and decided, okay, I'll start right at 8 after the show's over. So hopefully people weren't looking for me, 20 minutes early because I didn't start early tonight. And I didn't bother to look and see if there are any other hangouts going on. And I know that some of our friends are on vacation in Florida and they've been doing hangouts. And so I don't know how the attendance tonight will be because of the fact that they may be online. So we'll just kind of hang out here for a few minutes and see if anybody pops in. Tonight's hangout's gonna be more discussion. I am at the computer with no camera that I normally use. When I'm doing the art class, I'm in the craft room using a different computer that I've got that USB camera hooked up to. So I plan on doing all chat, no visual tonight. Well, I better get the YouTube side up so I can see the live chat. Okay, let's shrink her down. And scroll down. Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm typing in all caps. And I better turn that cap lock key off before I do any more side chatting. I think it's amusing how some people just get so upset about caps, but that's okay. I guess it's an etiquette thing, like bourbon is, and so I better get with the program and follow the acceptable etiquette of not typing in all chats. Okay, well, we got a couple of viewers. Well, we lost one. We had one, we had two, now we're down to one. So at least I'm not completely talking to myself. just for those of you that are watching this in rerun, I'm kind of just procrastinating here and giving people a chance to catch the fact that I'm on the air and that we're having the regular Wednesday night got art class before I actually get started into the content. If somebody wants to sit on the panel with me, that would be great, because I'm going to be kind of surfing around to some other YouTube channels, and that's going to make it hard for me to stay on top of the chat in our room. But if I had somebody else on the panel with me, that would be wonderful. So if anybody, well, we go from 2 to 1, and oh, now we lost whoever was even listening. Anyway, if anybody wants to come on the panel and help keep me on track with any questions or comments that people make, that would be really helpful tonight. So let me know. I don't know how many of you travel the art circle on YouTube, but I thought that's one of the things we'd talk about tonight, because there are some incredibly good artists on YouTube, and I thought it would be fun to share some of those people with you. I find that it really helps me in my artwork if I see an idea and then I finally have learned and accepted the fact that I can take that idea and run with it. In the beginning, I thought, I just could never reproduce what they were doing because I didn't have that kind of art talent. But I have since, being exposed to so many artists that all say the same thing in one way or another, and that is that it's okay to take the idea and do what excites me, and there's nothing wrong with that approach. In some cases, I do find that I want to duplicate their work to a certain extent, but for the most part, what I look for is an idea. And I think that's the the part of art that I find the hardest is the idea. The other thing I find is that it goes hand in hand with the fear of the white page. You may have lots of thoughts or ideas or moments of creativity until you get in front of the white page or the white canvas, and then all of a sudden your artistic thoughts kind of just freeze up. And so I find that if I watch another artist in their process, that even though I may or may not reproduce what they put in the video, like let's say they do a flower, well, let's say I do a barn. it's still that what goes first, what goes second kind of process that really helps get me to go past that fear of the white page. All right, give it another couple of minutes here. Don't, in case anybody's joined us since I said this, if anybody would be willing to come on panel and keep track of the comments on the side chat while I take us to other websites, that would be really appreciated. So who's brave tonight? You know, you can come on in your avatar form. That's not a problem here. All right. It's 8:15 and other people can join us as they stumble across the fact that we're here and that we're live. But I think for the couple of people that are here, we'll go ahead and get started. And people can catch up as they come in. So let's go to YouTube. And you can do this as well. I realize I'm going to give you the websites and you can go to YouTube and follow along if you'd like. And now that I'm on YouTube, I see that NC Van Man has something going on. He's got a couple of watchers at this time. Oh, and Teresa's on live right now too. Teresa's Artistic Designs. So that may really cut into our audience. All right. So let's see. I think we'll go here. Go here. There we go. And there's our first link. All right. This is Christy's link. Christy is a true artist. Everything that I've ever seen of Christy's is canvas work or art journal work. She is a painter. And if you're into faces, And if you want to expand your um, ability to paint eyes and facial structure, Christy is a great, what do I want to say? Great example of artwork and doing eyes, faces, lips, nose, that type of artwork. And I really enjoy her. Christy is into many other interesting topics that she talks about sometimes as well. She went vegan here not all that long ago, and so she talks about the vegan diet and the benefits. If you want to hear it, and I believe she has some other websites as well. So if any of you are interested in going vegetarian, I'm pretty sure that Christy has that whole process that she went through in her own life on some of the videos. And she does a pretty darn good job of explaining things as well. So she introduced me to what's called a spiralizer. I'd never heard of it. Now, she bought a really nice one, but another friend pointed me in the direction of a real inexpensive one. And I'm really excited to try it. Unfortunately, the garden season here in my area is coming to a close, but I still think I'll try some of the produce out of the grocery store here in the future and make things like spaghetti noodles, lasagna type noodles out of vegetables instead of a carbohydrate type product that we buy at the grocery store. All right, that's enough about Christy. I think I kind of told you about her channel. I was looking to see if she has anything else here. Let me check and see if she lists any of her other channels. I left out the fact she's also an instructor, and she has a variety of classes to take. And so you'll, if you're interested in doing online classes, Christy would be an excellent source for that. Okay. And I think now that I remembered to tell you she was an instructor as well with classes. So I'm going to click off of her. Hello, everybody. Hi, Nina. Hi, RV Granny. Welcome aboard. What I'm doing tonight is sharing some of my favorite art YouTube. Let me say that again. Sharing some of my favorite YouTube artists, and then doing a Q&A. If anybody has any questions, I will attempt to answer them, although there are people here in the community that may be better qualified to answer them than myself, but I'll sure give it a shot. So question and answers and sharing some websites of some artists that I think are pretty darn good. All right, let me go back to my search here. All right. Next one I point out to you is Shannon Green, and I'm pulling up her website so I can paste it into the YouTube chat. There we go. Shannon Green. Shannon is a hoot. She is so funny and so much fun to watch. She comes up with some incredibly amusing and comical ways to go at her art, and she just has a great website, a great YouTube channel, I guess I should say. She recently, I suppose it's been 6 months now, but she recently came up with a project called 5 by 5. Oh, that doesn't sound right. But it caught on and went like wildfire. And she challenged people to do it, and they would video. And then groups started getting together and doing the process. And she invited friends in that were close to her, or people that were willing to drive to her. And it's just, I think there's even a Facebook group for it. So, Shannon, if you like art and you like to be entertained, you'll enjoy Shannon. All right, let's go back and see who's next. I don't know what I would like to just see a list of the people I'm sub to on YouTube, but it's going down a group of recent videos, so sorry about this. It's not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but that's okay. All right, next one is Kathy Orta King. Used to be known as Kathy Orta. And again, Kathy specializes in scrapbooks, homemade scrapbooks, and they are exquisite. She makes everything, every piece is made in the tutorial. She has written tutorials, she has YouTube tutorials, and she is just an incredible teacher. And so if you would like to make a scrapbook, she has, oh, I think it's easy to say she's got 100 different styles. And I'm guessing that if you've watched anybody with making their own scrapbook from scratch, they may have referred to Kathy Orta. And you can buy kits so that when she's making a specific scrapbook, you can work alongside her through the video. And so the kits have everything from the paper and the cardboard. It's not called cardboard. Okay, senior moment. I can't remember what the cardboard's actually called. It's not chipboard, is it? Might be. To the charms that may hang from the spine. I mean, the kit is all inclusive. Oh, let's see who else is popping here on the list. This, I'm not going to put this in the side chat on YouTube side, but if you're at all interested in wooden embellishments like picture frames to um, cut out scrapbook fronts and backs, like she has onesies. She's cut them out and she sells them. There's a big machine that cuts them out, and then she sells you the front and the back of a onesie with the holes already put in them so that you can then fill the inside with scrapbook pages. And then she has, you know, numbers and letters and anything you can imagine. Saw Crafters LLC, so it's S-A, well, let me just copy it, it's easier. Okay. There you go, Saw Crafters. Good. There we go. Saw Crafters. Um, Eventually, probably Granny. We'll have a panel. All right, let's go back and see who else. Ah, there's my list. It's over here. Okay. Here's one for you that is going to be one of the most unusual folks you'll meet. Let me paste this in here. This is Angela. Now, Angela can tell you about art. She can tell you about bracelet making. She can tell you about mixed media. She's right now on a real trend with makeup. And so Angela has a makeup channel, or does makeup work on this channel as well. So you'd have to look back, if you specifically just want to see the art stuff, you'd have to look back at videos on her channel to find just art. But she's an unbelievable artist. So, and I guess she knows she's good, but sometimes I don't think she knows that she's as good as she is at art. Yeah, I'm just looking at her list. She made a Marion Smith Gypsy mini album. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze just a excuse me. And then here's one that she's done, cooking and chatting vlog. So I mean, Angela's just all all about a variety of things. All right, let's go back and see who else we can. Oh, I don't remember. Did I? Yeah, I put her YouTube there. Okay. I want to get to well, There we go. Here's another mixed media artist. This is Anna Dabrowski, and Anna is from, I believe, Germany, where she currently lives, but she was involved with um, one of the big craft supply companies, Prima. She was on their design team, and so she has a whole line of products that they put out, and she does really interesting and very amazing. I mean, I've watched her because she'll put up some videos. And when you sit and watch and know each step that an artist has done, and yet at the end of watching the project, which is usually time lapse, because otherwise the video would be who knows how many hours long, um, you still don't have a clue how they did it, and yet you know you do because you sat and watched it. That's the kind of artist that Anna Dabrowski is. Well, if you guys have anybody that you really enjoy too, type it in the side chat for all of us. I'm just going to throw out a name right at the moment. Drew Scott. Drew was 15, 16 years old when he first got involved with, I don't know, YouTube, art, photography, and he immediately went fairly big in the art community, and he got picked up by Prima as a designer when this kid wasn't even out of high school. Now he's currently in college, and I don't know how much artwork he's doing anymore right now because college has him so incredibly busy. But I think he pops on every once in a while. And he also had a business, or as far as I know, it's still there, selling metal charms. And so if you Google Drew Scott, I'm sure you'll come up with the name of the company, which is escaping me at the moment. He's in California. And I think he's going, I know he's going to fashion school right now. So this is France.
And France is from where? Norway maybe. Um, Again, she has a YouTube channel. She does art. I want to say she has a YouTube show once a week where she records a project, and then I think she does an overlay narrative on her work. So just again, art is so in the eye of the beholder kind of thing. I mean, you know, you may like Picasso and you may hate Picasso. So all of these names I'm giving you, you may go to their website and go, yeah, but I'm giving you I'm giving you all the opportunity to come back and share with the group any artists that you find speaks to you, and then maybe it'll help others. This next artist is, hang on, let me pose and pose. Gina Ahrens. Gina is a group. Gina is in a group of three gals, and they all three do their own individual artwork, and then together they um, make up a website so that you can find their classes that they teach and the artwork that they do online in one. It's kind of in one location. So, and if I spot the name of that threesome, it's Peter Thompson out of Australia and Gina in California, and then another name that's slipping my mind, and she lived in Fresno, but she just moved to Hawaii. She just moved to Hawaii with her family, and right at the moment that name is, you know, the mind is a sieve, guys. But I may run across these names here in a minute as I go through the list. Okay, let's go down to the Ahrens is Ahrens, in case anybody wants to write it down instead of refer to these links. Let me see what's going on the chat. Oh, RV. Granny. Casey Doodle Art. Nope, new name to me. I'll have to write it down, and I like doodle art. That's one of my favorites. I do a lot of doodling when I'm watching TV or when I'm listening to the internet, especially when I'm talking on the telephone. Boy, that's when I do a lot of doodle art. KC Doodle Art. Okay. Up. All right. Don't know how many more of these you're interested in. Drew Scott, when I talked about him, the business name was Hopscotch Crafts. And again, he has charms, metal pieces, and in the end, he was actually getting into selling some of the name brand scrapbook paper as well. But with the demands of college, I'm not sure um, where things stand with Drew. All of my RV friends and hangout friends are incorporated with my art friends, and so it's so fun to just in a van next to you know the names are just alphabetized, and so it's just funny to see the RV names right next to the art people's names, and it's like, okay, now who is that? Kyla Giveham is another one of my favorites. Kyla likes to make books, and she does some art journaling. And I am kind of really fascinated with the art of bookmaking, so I'm going to share her website with you. Yeah, Granny, you can't put in an address, I know. Let's see, let's paste and post. Okay, Kyla Giveham. She too has a business name, and she does business. Not only her art is almost her second passion. Her first passion is kind of a business focus in relationship to um, social media, and so she helps people get their business up and running. So she has kind of a dual thing going on. But if you look at her list of videos and do one of her bookmaking videos, they're just fascinating to me, and I've really gotten a lot of great ideas from her. All right, let's go back here. Crazy Island Studios is the name of the group that I was telling you about earlier with Keita Thompson and Gina Ahrens. Crazy Island Studios. And I still can't think of the name of the lady that I'm looking at who originally started this group. That moved to Hawaii. No. Here's the little blurb that she has on her on the header of her YouTube channel. Crazy Island Studios, mixed media, art journaling, painting, hauls, vlogs, and more. Yep. So yeah, you kind of get it all if you go to Crazy Island Studios. Marion Smith. Marion is Marion Smith, Smith. Marion was also a designer with Prima, and she and her husband have gone into their own business. And Marion designs paper and scrapbooks, things of that nature. And she, her art in the paper lines that she does really appeal to me. So you might like what Marion does as well. Again, everything is so, what am I saying? What I like doesn't mean you'll like it. And I'm scrolling by so many of these. Noelle Hyman is another one. Noelle, Noell. Hyman, Hyman. Noelle has two things. She does her scrapbook art and teaches tutorials that you can purchase. But they also have what is known as the paper clipping roundtable. Paper clipping roundtable. And it's an old-fashioned, what I would call an old-fashioned radio show, although I really can't say that I watched or was old enough to appreciate any kind of radio shows. But that's what they do, and it's kind of like a hangout with no side chat or no conversation going. Yeah, no side chat, I guess is all you'd say. And it's pre-recorded. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's no. It is live. And Noelle interviews the artists that she has invited to be on the panel, and they have various and sundry topics they cover. Now, this has been a weekly show until this month, and because it takes up so much time, and they have 3 children, that they had to announce that they're going to a monthly format, which I'm sure has broken everybody's heart, including mine. But I do understand that the demands of 3 children, um, so I guess I'll take once a month. I guess I feel like I'm just really glad that they didn't cancel the round table altogether. So, and there are hundreds of episodes. So if you like to listen to conversation about art, or if you like, let me think of if I can, many designers and names, big names in the industry. Tim Holtz, for example, has been lots of interesting people to go back and listen to. If you understand podcasts, I think they're listed in, what is it, iTunes under podcasts. I just go to the website and listen and, click on one after the other there. But apparently, if you know how to use iTunes and podcasts, they're listed that way as well. Okay, let's see if I'm gonna go to page. There's one other Yeah, I was afraid of that. I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna check on a website to see if it's still. Well, I think that's interesting. It seems to still be around, but and Jane had this is a website called Velocity Vet '08. So it's VELOCITY Vet VETTE as in Corvette. They owned a Corvette at one time. '08. But so far I'm seeing where everybody else talks about her and did videos. But I'm not, and her name is Jane. So let's go try. They have a business called, and I've talked about the business before. It's called Tupelo Designs LLC. Yeah, you're gonna find haul videos from the store and design team members that have done projects for Tupelo Designs. But I'm not seeing where any of Jane's work is still up. And Jane became ill recently, and I believe they took down all the social media so that she didn't have to feel stressed about responding to comments or questions. So I'm not sure that everybody that's done a rack from Jane Velocity Vet '01. Her channel used to be Velocity Vet '01, and then she changed it to Velocity Vet '08. A rack from Jane, which stands for a random act of kindness that you make something and then you send it out as a surprise. And then things that people make that they sent to her. So the I guess I don't know. I guess there wouldn't be very much there since her own artwork has been taken down. All right, I think that pretty well covers it for tonight. I mean, there are hundreds of others, so, but this is apparently not all that interesting because we sure aren't pulling the crowd. So, all right, Q&A. Anybody have anything they want to specifically talk about or? Anybody else have any favorite YouTube folks that they watch in relationship to the artwork that they do? And if you don't get your inspiration from artwork on YouTube, where do you find inspiration? Is it all coming from inside yourself? Is it coming from Pinterest? You know, where do you get your inspiration for whatever artwork it is that you do at this time? There's only a handful of us here tonight. Does everybody want to come on panel and just have a conversation instead of um, doing the YouTube typing and then I'm doing all the talking? We can have everybody come on panel and then we can just sit and chat with each other. Nature is a incredible inspiration. That's true, Granny. I've been snapping photos of fall color here, and it is spectacular this year. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's coming across in the photographs I'm taking as much as it is to the naked eye. But maybe that's, I've been using my cell camera, and normally my cell camera does better pictures than any of my actual cameras do. But all right, Granny. So does that mean you'd like a link? I'll send you the link. I'm going to YouTube to your YouTube, and I'm going to about. All right, send. All right, Granny. It should be in your YouTube messages here in just a pretty quick section. Anyway, I've been taking a lot of pictures with my cell phone of the fall color here, and it's amazing how beautiful the color is, but it's also amazing to me how fast things are coloring. You know, it's like one day there's just a hint of color, and 3 days later it's in full color, and it kind of worries me because it's like, what do the trees know about this coming winter? Because they're getting, I mean, our deck today had a significant amount of fallen leaves. We did get just the slightest amount of rain, and I don't know if we had much wind or not, but I slept through it. It was early this morning. But nature definitely is a huge inspiration. What about the other couple of folks out here that are watching? Anybody else interested in coming on the panel? And we'll just have a chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Granny. I know that I've been sitting here this whole hour hoping that I'm not roboting and that my audio is clear. Seems like I've had several occasions here lately where my audio has not been. It's been very. People tell me I sound like a robot, and I fade in and out. So I've just been hoping that my audio's been good throughout tonight. So I relate to computer problems. Well, I'm sorry that that's happening tonight, Granny, because we could definitely sit and chat for a while. I was working on my computer earlier, and another website that I go to um, said that they were not functioning correctly and that they were attempting to correct the problem. Yeah, I turn my volume down pretty low because I'm afraid sometimes my microphone is so sensitive that it reverberates into my speakers. So sometimes I lower my volume quite a bit. So I'm glad to know that I haven't sounded like a robot or been fading in and out. Yeah, sometimes those phone calls can be upsetting. Well, I hope it all works out okay, hon. I didn't realize that you were on the list for any kind of procedure. My hubby is having cataract surgery next Tuesday. He went in today for his pre-op physical. So everybody says that the cataract procedure at this point is very simple to go through, but he's still he's he's torn. He's anxious to be able to see again because he really feels like the vision in that eye is really messed up. But at the same time, he's concerned about this whole process of somebody putting stuff in his eye. So Well, I've never heard of that before. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't, but I can't say that I have, Granny. So we'll all keep our fingers crossed and our toes crossed, and hopefully everything will go really well and not be a really unpleasant procedure. Well, 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months, I guess it's been almost 6 months now. Geez, it's hard to believe it's been that long ago. They found that macular hole and had to repair the macular hole. And that's when I was talking about he had to lay on his stomach or keep his head tipped to the floor for a week. And obviously that meant he had to stay home and pace around the house with his head tipped down so he was looking at the floor, or lay on his tummy and listen to TV or listen to his iPod, things of that nature. So he did really well, but it was definitely a long week for him. And the procedure that they did to close up the macular hole was successful, but that procedure is what then it created the cataract in just like overnight. It seemed like so he know more about he he got better from the macular hole, but yet at the same time the cataract progressed so quickly that he made steps forward and then he turned around and went straight backwards because of the cataract. So we're hoping that once the cataract surgery is done, he'll be back to seeing with both eyes, and he's anxious for that to happen. He took a misstep, what, 2 days ago now? This is Wednesday, so it must have been Monday, and fell in a hole, and you got to see the bruise. Man, oh man, he is in Technicolor right now. It's on his right above the top of his hip flare on the right side because he hit the edge of a metal, some kind of metal when he's because he went into the hole and then he hit some metal in the process and it just really nailed his side. So he's many shades of purple and blue and black. Yeah, I did not realize that. And yet you've done all of this artwork with your good eye. Huh. He says it doesn't hurt. That's the most amazing thing. Does your issue hurt? Okay. So you've always had an issue with your eye. Okay. But what about the procedure process that they're going to do? Has that issue caused any pain? Isn't that interesting that macular Oh, macular degeneration. He had a macular hole. Okay. No pain for you either. Yeah, he says his bruise, even though it's swollen and hard, he says there's no pain. Except he noticed it. Yeah, it must have been, maybe it was Tuesday when he came. Because last night sleeping was his first night with it. So yeah, it would have been Tuesday at work that he fell into this hole. And then he said the only time he noticed it was if he were to roll over in such a way that during the night that it caused him to kind of lay on it. And he seemed to think that it woke him up and he had to roll the other direction again. Ah, okay. Well, I'm glad you're not in pain, hon. I was telling hubby tonight that as soon as he gets well, there's nothing wrong with being scared. Um, Anytime you have to have a medical procedure done, there's always that fear and that concern. So I'd say you're reacting pretty normal. Anyway, I was telling hubby tonight that he's got to get his stuff done here now with this eye surgery because I've put off all of my annual stuff this year because of his vision. And so I figured one of us had to have two good eyes and, for driving at night, that kind of thing. And so I'm looking forward to having all of my annual exams, and it's the year of the colonoscopy. I'm so dreading not the colonoscopy, the prep. The stuff they gave me last time to drink might as well have been a 55-gallon drum of liquid that they had soaked gym socks in. The stuff tasted so absolutely horrible that nothing I did made it easy to swallow. It just, in fact, to be honest, they came with a lemon flavoring or a strawberry flavoring, and of course I picked strawberry, and I think the strawberry made it worse. I'm not sure I wouldn't have been better off drinking it with no flavoring packets at all. But I'm gonna talk to him this time. We got to come up with some other prep that doesn't involve drinking 4 gallons of stuff that is just. There's got to be a pill form of this prep thing, something. So, oh, yeah, there are a lot of nerves in there, kiddo, and so I can understand why he would have given you that warning. Yeah, they've just got to come up with something different than that go lightly stuff. Because I suffered horribly. It made me sick to my stomach. As far, not only was it god awful to swallow, but it made me sick to my stomach. I thought I was going to upchuck it at any minute. I never really did, but I just laid there. I thought I am going to vomit, and this stuff is going to be even worse coming back up than it was going down. So, and I don't know if they gave me an option on vanilla, but I'll try that if I can't get them to give me some other option. My sister told me years ago that when she had hers done, um, they get she forced them into an option that was all pill, and so I'm hoping that because I can swallow pills without any issue, so I'm hoping that there's some kind of pill form that I can take. Well, Granny, I can sure see why you're concerned and being a sissy, as you put it. That's a lot of that's a lot of concern. Anytime there's that kind of possible side effects to the procedure, you're you're even more justified in having doubts and concerns and being scared because there's a lot of issues there. Yeah, talking about stalling, that's apparently what everybody finds that they do because I know I've stalled and used Bob's eye surgery and vision as a um, reason to put all my stuff off. And then Bob actually admitted that maybe he shouldn't have, the eye surgeon kind of let him procrastinate the cataract surgery because he has all this work to do in the fall at his job. And now that he's really having a great deal of he's really noticing the loss of vision. Now I think he's kind of regretting that he waited so long. Gee, many Christmas. This doc doesn't have anything good to say at all, does he, Danny? He really wants to um he really wants to make you regret ever complaining about it or seeking information, I should say, more so than complaining. My goodness. It's interesting how the surgery can cause all of these sundry effects afterwards. Well, hon, I sure hope it's not anything any more serious than just the process itself. It sounds like that's going to be bad enough. And I hope that maybe in your case it'll go better than he's warning you about. Is this a specialist that you're going to? Hi, folks. We got a couple of new viewers. Hmm. Interesting, Johnny. Hmm. Yeah, I was just hoping that that's what you were going to, a specialist in that area. ENT. Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll keep all of our fingers crossed and our toes crossed. You'll have to let me know when it gets closer. Um, I know you said they moved it up, but I don't know exactly how soon you're looking at, so you'll have to keep me informed. Because I'll have to keep my eye on you, Missy. I'm glad you live close to your family. It's okay, Kobe. Dad's going to bed and he locked Kobe at the baby gate. He locked him and said that he has to stay in here with me and he can't go downstairs now, so. Oh, really? You're having your stuff done 2 days after hubby, so. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think it matters that somebody else has had an issue. When it's you, it's still a big deal, you know? I don't like, I don't like any of, I don't like them poking and prodding me in any way, shape, or form. So, no matter how even the dentist. So, yeah, I relate well. Oh, that's a good thing we brought that up. I don't imagine that there'll be a problem, but with everything that they say about cataract surgery now, but there's always that possibility that I might not do the weekly Got Art episode next week. And you may not be here either, so you may be, well, then again, you might want to just distract yourself, but hopefully there won't be any reason I won't be, because sounds like he can go back to work. He has a weightlifting restriction, but it sounds like he can go back to work. Surgery's on Tuesday, Wednesday. Sounds like he can come back to work on Thursday. So I don't know whether he is or not, but it sounds like he could. He's really lucky because where he works, he doesn't. He can go day by day and just let him know whether he is or isn't coming in. And that sure wouldn't work in nursing. Like, you'd have to tell him up front how much time off you needed, and you'd have to schedule it quite a while, well, at least 2 to 4 weeks in advance. So, yep, that's what you gotta do. Just stay busy. As you well know, there's no amount of worry that's gonna make you feel any better or make any of it go any better. It's just gonna have you more upset. So staying busy is probably the best thing you could possibly do. Yeah, I don't know why this little guy on screen, my avatar guy, I don't know why he's all of a sudden decided to get so upset about not being able to go up and down the stairs. We've lived here for 4 years, and he's never gone up and down the basement stairs. He's just sat at the top of the stairs and waited for watch. Watch Hubby walk around the man caves down there and that kind of stuff. But now, all of a sudden, he's decided that he's going to go down those stairs. And when we close the baby gate so he can't go down the stairs, he's completely wigged out about why he's being denied access. So we're perplexed by his latest behavior. But then these pups, I tell you, they really do run the show, and we're just there. We're just here to be their servant. It's kind of cute and funny. Well, hun, it's down to you and me, so I think I might let you go. We'll see if we get very many views from folks in the next couple of days that rewatch the video. I usually always leave the Got Art ones up, and it'll be interesting to see if anybody finds that the links that I gave out, of course, won't show, but They can listen to the names of the channels and that kind of stuff. So hopefully they'll find some interesting art video folks to check out. Well, you're welcome, Jenny. Thanks for hanging around with me for the whole class. And we'll definitely talk next week before your big day comes, and see if we can't keep you busy at least Tuesday and Wednesday night with Dee's class and hopefully my class as well. Okay? So that'll get you through a couple of evenings anyway. For any of you that watch this in rerun, thanks for stopping by. Leave me a comment if you would like, and if you need more information about any of the people I've brought up, don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section and I'll try and get back to you. And I'll see you next week unless hubby's being problematic with his eye. And I'll talk to you then, and I'll put up a notice if for some reason I'm not going to have class. But otherwise, I'll talk to you again next week. Night, Ronnie. And we'll talk again before your procedure, okay? So, night all. Bye.